You fasting all the time for a husband and a wife, but are you ready for what you're asking for? You're always fasting for a spouse, but are you mature enough to handle what you're asking for? That's why some of you should not get married. Stay single. Ooh. You should stop being so thirsty to be married. 12 men, 1 married, 11 single. So you got 1 married man who probably knows what it is to be fighting with his wife, Peter, fussing with his wife, Peter, giving her the business, Peter. So Peter knows the frustration of marriage. Then you got 11 dudes who's listening to this and thinking like, yo, that's a heavy teaching. So how do they respond when they hear the teaching? Verse 10, the disciples said to him, whoa, Lord, if such is the case of a man with his wife, it is better to not be married. Peep the text. They're like, yo, so you're trying to tell me if I marry my wife, because remember the culture, and I can't divorce her if she cooks my meal bad, or if she gets big, or if I see somebody more prettier, you telling me, wait, so culture is wrong? So you're telling me, Lord, if I get married, I gotta stay in there no matter what? Well, shoot, Lord, if that's the case, it's better for us to stay single. Watch. They understand the gravity of God's original design. They understand the gravity of God's original intent. And when they see that marriage was serious before God, holy before God, a covenant before God, eternal before God, till death before God, we can't be frivolously throwing away our wives and abusing our wives. Well, shoot, if it's that serious in the eyes of God, I might as well stay single. If it's that serious. Now watch. This is the disciples giving their own Lord pushback on his teaching. Any disciples ever gave the Lord pushback on his teaching? Yes. Liars. Yes, you have. How does the Lord respond to their pushback? These are the last verse. How does the Lord respond to their pushback? He says in verse 11, last 2 verses. But he said to them, not everyone can receive this saying, but only those to whom it is given. You know what the Lord is saying? You know what? Y'all are right. This teaching is not for everybody. Watch. That's why some of y'all should stay single. That's what he's saying. I love the Bible. He's saying to them, yes, since marriage is so serious in the eyes of God, that's why some of you should not get married. Watch this, and don't be in sin at the same time. See? Because some of y'all are thinking, well, I just stay single because I'm banging it out anyway, I'm all good. But before he got to this, he was talking about dealing aggressively with sin. So now peep the context. So you want me to be holy, and now you're saying to me, in my holiness, if marriage is too serious, stay single for life while being holy. So the Lord is saying, yeah, I agree with y'all. Since it's so heavy, some of y'all should just stay single. Ooh. You should stop being so thirsty to be married. Because you're not ready for what you're asking for. You fasting all the time for a husband and a wife, but are you ready for what you're asking for? That's what the Lord is saying. You're always fasting for a spouse, but are you mature enough to handle what you're asking for? God. So the Lord finishes the verse. The sexy says, for there are eunuchs who have been so from birth, and there are eunuchs who have been made eunuchs by men. And they are eunuchs who have been made themselves eunuchs, who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let the one who is able to receive this, receive it. Now everybody watch. You know what the Lord just did right here? Watch this. The Lord just affirmed singleness. What the Lord just said to you, watch the gem. Singleness is not a curse, and marriage is not the goal. Pay attention, nobody move. In the overflow, pay attention. Across the camera, pay attention. Everybody listen to me carefully. What is a eunuch? A eunuch were men who were castrated from their testicles, who served kings so they will not corrupt themselves with women. Let me repeat. A eunuch were men who were castrated in their testicles, who served kings so they will not defile themselves with women. So the Lord uses eunuchs of his day to give them, watch, a teaching that marriage is so serious. He says some people are born eunuchs. This is code language for there are a few people who are born with a gift of singleness, a gift of celibacy. They will be single their whole life, like Paul was. And then he said there are some people, who were made eunuchs. There were some people, who life made them single.
Wow.
Maybe on the other side of divorce and no husband or wife is coming. And then he said there are some who made themselves eunuchs. That is, some people who made a decision for the sake of serving the Lord and not having to share my time with a spouse and the Lord. I will devote my whole life to the Lord. And what the Lord just did is exalt the call to singleness. But the culture keeps trying to force everybody to be married. Have you not read? And what you have here in the Word of God, listen to me, is a gem for married people. That the covenant that you are in is a serious one. And that the Lord wants you to fight for that covenant. Because it is a picture of Christ in the church. But then to the divorce, no condemnation. But it is not his will for us to just treat divorce like the automatic out at the altar. Like we're getting married, planning an exit. And then to the single person, he says, your singleness is not a curse. You should see your singleness as a blessing. For while you are single, you can be completely devoted to the Lord. With undivided time and undivided devotion. And then you should stop letting teachers make you feel that you are cursed because you are single. You should stop letting people who are preaching make you feel you're cursed because you're single. You should start seeing something single as something Jesus elevated as a divine calling for some people. That does not mean you're less of a man. It does not mean you're less of a woman. The Lord might want you all to himself for a season. He wants to do something in you for a season. And I just want to remind everybody under the sound of my voice that if there's any pushback to the text, I want to remind everybody, no matter what your status is, all of us are married. I said, preacher, I don't get it. There is a man, the Son of God, who called himself a groom, who gave birth to an organism he called a church, a female. He said he's the bridegroom of the church, and that he is forever married to the church.